Hey, friends. I am Chantal. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to the PurposeBox, wherever you're tuning in from. Yes, 2025. I decided to get on video more, so here I am. Welcome. And the name of this channel is a PurposeBox. Objective of it is I would like to share with those who are aspiring to grow, whether it's in your business, whether it's like unlocking your potential, elevating your brand, or leading a life that's aligned with your purpose. That's what this channel is about. And I am Chantal. And here on this channel, we will dive into all things branding, business and personal growth, because if we are being honest, they are all connected. And so if any of those topics interest you, friends, you are in the right place. So let's start off. I'm so glad you're here today, friends. Can you believe it's already time to start thinking about a new year? Oh my goodness. And if you're anything like me, you're probably feeling both excited and maybe a little bit overwhelmed, if we're being honest. But the good news is you don't have to have it all figured out overnight. Yes, today we're going to be talking about preparing your most aligned and purposeful year. We're not talking about fluff. No, we're not talking about hard hustle energy, just practical steps, encouragement, real talk, just to set the tone for what's next, right? And so in this particular episode, it's just a series I wanted to roll out this year. We're going to be going even deeper into goal setting, mindset shifts, and strategies to help to bring your vision to life. But today we're laying the foundation. Today we're going to be talking about alignment. We're going to be talking about vision and intention and preparing your heart and mind for everything that's ahead. And so if that sounds good to you, right? Take a moment, relax in your couch or wherever you are. I want you all to grab your notebook, coffee, or tea. If you're like me, I'm a huge matcha fan. And let us jump right in. Let's jump right in. Okay. And so as I mentioned, it's 2025. I know a lot of people are in the mindset to plan out their year. All right. And here are a few things that I've practiced year after year that has helped me to really have a joyful, aligned, and purposeful year, right? And so let's dive into the topic. Tip number 1 is submitting your plans to the Lord, right? Let's talk about that because that's a really important piece. In Proverbs 19, verse 21, it says, many are the plans in a person's heart, but it's the Lord's purpose that prevails. And that verse right there, friends, it's a reminder that we can make all the plans we want, but if they're not aligned with God's purpose, they'll only take us so far, and I don't know about you, but this year I want to live aligned. And so even before we even start goal setting, just let's take a step back and pray over our plans. Let's ask God to direct our steps, to highlight the areas He wants us to focus on, and give you clarity for the year ahead, right? I can tell you guys from a personal experience that alignment with God will take you much further than hustle ever could. When you're aligned, doors will open, friends. Things will flow. And it doesn't mean it's always easy, but it does mean you're walking in purpose. And so I just wanted to reflect on one of the Bible stories with Nehemiah. When he was set out to rebuild the wall of Jerusalem, he started first by seeking God first, right? He prayed, he fasted, he asked for favor, right? Before he made a single move. And you can find that in Nehemiah 14 verses 11, right? His alignment with God's plan made what seemed impossible possible. And the same is true for you. And so, friends, I want you to just take a moment and digest that a bit. Maybe you already started the year with some plans, but you didn't see God first, That's okay. We're on January 3rd, right? Now's a good time to take out your notebook, where you jotted down those plans. Pray over them and ask God, Lord, is this my own ambition that I'm trying to push forward this year? Or is this these goals aligned with what you have planned for my life? I love to say that I want to fulfill like literally everything that God has planned for my life, right? I literally don't want to spend another second doing anything that I wasn't sent here on earth to do. And to me, following that path only makes sense, right? Why not fulfill the function or the purpose in which God has sent you on earth to begin with, right? And so, yeah, just take out your plans that you've already written down, pray over it, and He is faithful with giving you clarity. Sometimes it's good to do some introspection and think, Lord, am I setting these plans to further my own agenda? Am I doing these plans just because someone else is? Because if we're being honest, sometimes that happens. And He will be like really faithful to giving you clarity regarding the plans that you've written down. So that's a good thing to practice, right? Tip number 2 is to write the vision and make it plain, y'all. I am so surprised how many people don't do this. I like to say I like to approach my year with intention. I don't want to react to the year. And that's basically those who don't write out a plan for the year before like really, taking steps. You're bound to just react with whatever life may throw at you. And that's not any way to live, right? One of my favorite scriptures is from Habakkuk 2 verses 2. It says, write your vision and make it plain, friends. There's something so powerful about writing things down. And to me, it's more than just setting goals. It's putting your faith into action, right? And so you can't write anything down if you don't take a moment from your busy schedule to sit and dream, hear from God. And then whatever He reveals to you, write it down. Now, I don't know about you, but I am a notebook woman, right? I love sitting down with my thoughts and getting them on paper. And I'm a little bit embarrassed to say this, or maybe not. I do have about 10 or so notebooks, and I write in every single one of them. They may not be completed, but there's just something so powerful about getting clear and writing it down. When you write a thing down, you're more committed to like completing it. It's like a kind of accountability, right? And so, though I'm a notebook girl, both on paper, right? And also my phone, I also like to take it visual. So I like to take it a step further and create a vision board, right? Something I can look at daily and keep me motivated. And once I'm done with it, I like to pin it up somewhere that I can look at and just dream. There's something so beautiful about that. I remember the year I, met my now husband. On my vision board, I actually had that on there. I want to become friends with my husband. And it's so crazy how God aligned things to make that happen. That particular year, that is what happened, right? And so whether you're a pen and paper kind of person or you love digital vision boards, the key is to make your goals visible, okay? Don't let them live in your head. Don't let them live in your head. Get them out where you can see them and be reminded of what you're building. That's so important, friends. So important. So if you haven't yet, get yourself a little notebook. Pull out your notebook on your phone. Get magazines, cartridge paper, and just dream. Like this is like your blank canvas. See God, and whatever He shows you, just visually put it on your vision board. You'll be surprised how this actually works, right? And so tip number 3, you want to set an intention for your year. So after you prayed, after you started writing down your vision, right? Take it a step further and set an intention for your year. Some things that you can ask yourself is, Lord, what are you highlighting to me? Is there a word for the year? Is there a theme? Is there an area of focus that you are impressing upon my heart? Think about it. Last year, my word was unity. And trust me, friends, though it was my year for the year, God challenged me the most in that area, right? It wasn't until the end of the year where I was like, I got that aha moment. Oh my goodness. This was the year for the year. So, I need to work on protecting that word for the year so that it does come into fruition, right? He gave me a few words for the year this year as well. One of them is alignment, launching, like, obtaining territory, expansion, right? He gave me a few, jotted them down, and I continue to pray about them. But what are the words that he's given you? What are the areas of focus that he has shown you, right? Jot them down, meditate on it, and you'll be surprised how this can literally change the game, right? Having a focus word or theme for the year helps to keep you grounded. It's like an anchor that you can come back to when things feel overwhelming. Maybe your word could be growth. Maybe you've identified some areas where you may need to grow. Maybe it's faith. Maybe you need to grow in your spiritual walk with God. Maybe it's expansion, right? Maybe God is enlarging your territory and he's saying, get ready, right? Whatever it is, let it guide your decisions and keep you aligned, right? And so, fourth would be take a moment to dream. Dreaming is free, friends. How often do you pause to dream, right? Now, here's something we don't talk about enough. Giving yourself permission to dream. January can feel like a pressure cooker, right? Everyone is talking about hitting the ground running. But what I want to encourage you all to do is to pause. I used to be one of those who would hit the ground running. Last year, I decided to ease into the year. And last year it was one of my better years yet. I was able to double my income and work with over 50 women in branding. I got married. There's just so many things that happened, and I didn't enter the year rushed. I entered the year with ease, flowing with the Lord, right? And so take a moment to dream, think about what is it that you want? What has God placed on your heart? Where do you feel led? And after dreaming, please, friends, this is a part. Don't get stuck there. Dreams are beautiful, but a dream without a goal is just a wish. It's time to start asking yourself, how can I align my actions to match what I'm believing for? Scripture, faith without works is dead. Yes, you can have faith, but a true evidence of faith is your actions, right? Just like when God had called one of the disciples to walk on water, he can say, oh, I have all the faith that I want, and stay seated in the boat, right? It is true evidence of faith is when he actually took that step to walk on the water towards the Lord, right? And so you can think to yourself, Lord, these are some things that you showed me that I'm believing for. What are the next action steps that I can take? And then have the courage to just do it. Be like that disciple. Keep your eyes focused on the Lord and just do it. I know doing a new thing may be scary, right? But if God has called you to it, keep your eyes fixed on him and just do it. He got you. You got this and he got you. All right. Next, we're talking about setting goals and building habits, right? Now let's talk about turning those dreams into something actionable. I want you all to consider setting goals that are specific, measurable, and aligned with your vision, right? This is one of the things that is the biggest distraction if you're not careful. And that is just doing whatever, taking on opportunities, getting involved in things that does not even have anything to do with your vision, right? Some paraphrased statement from the late Dr. Miles Monroe that I love is the clearer you get on your vision, the easier it will be to say no to the things that do not align with where you're headed. Because friends, we only have one life, and time is one of your most precious asset, right? And so you have to protect your time. Right? And so you want to set goals that are specific. You want to set goals that are measurable, and you want to set goals that are aligned with your vision. But don't stop there, right? Think about the habits you need to develop to support those goals. For example, I know I do have some followers who are business owners. If you're launching a business, maybe one of your habits is dedicating an hour each day to marketing or learning a new skill. I remember when I just got started in business, that's what I did. YouTube was my university, and I practiced every day, right? And now, 7 or 8 years later, I've been able to help over 1,000 business owners online just by developing those new habits, right? And so maybe you're a business owner. Maybe your focus is on health. Maybe it's meal prepping on Sundays, right? Small habits compound into big results. Let me say that again. Small habits compound into big results. Yes, it's the small habits that will get you closer to where you are going. And so think to yourself, what are some habits that I can implement today to help me to get closer to where I'm trying to go to? And so finally, we're closing here. We're going to speak about your mindset work. And this, y'all, is one of the hardest and most important piece. Because, let's get real. Mindset is where most dreams die. Because of your mindset, or lack of you paying attention to it, is where most dreams die. It's not always the lack of resources or opportunities, right? It's the battle in your mind that gets in the way. For being honest, fear, doubt, imposter syndrome, they are all real, but they don't have to define you, friends. They don't. Yes. Building mental, right? Resilience is just as important as setting your goals, I remember for me, when I was stuck at 7-Eleven, a job that I highly disliked at the time, I knew I had so much more potential, but I just didn't have the opportunities, Before I quit to launch my business that I'm still doing today, I literally had to build my mental resilience to take that leap, and it paid off. Because you can dream, you can plan all you want. But if you don't have a mental fortitude to say, you know what, regardless of how hard it is, I'm going to keep going no matter what, that is what separates those who continue and those who quit. And that's your mindset, right? And so trust me, you're going to need it. Growth, it's going to stretch you. It's going to challenge you. Yes. But the beautiful thing, friends, is you can do hard things through Christ who strengthens you. You got this. So as you head into this next season, don't just prepare your business, prepare your mind, right? Surround yourself with inspiration. Read books. This is one of the books I am reading this year. It was a gift from my friend. Yes, it's called Multiplying Your God-Given Potential by John Bevere, right? Listen to podcasts, And most importantly, stay in prayer, right? And so, friends, there you have it. Part 1 of preparing for your best year in business, in your potential, in your, whatever you are aspiring to grow into. We talked about submitting your plans to God. We spoke about writing your vision. We spoke about setting your intentions. We spoke about dreaming big, yes, turning goals into habits and working on your mindset. And so, in the next episode, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into goal setting strategies. And I'm thinking maybe it could be on business related, right? Or mindset shifts, things that can help you to stay consistent and make progress all year long. But for now, take some time this week to sit with God, dream big and start writing things down, right? I believe this is your year, friends, to walk in alignment, to walk in purpose. And I can't wait, friends, to see what you will build. And so, thanks so much for tuning in today, and I will see you next time.